Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRFBets race of the day for Wednesday, May the 1st, race number 8 at Tampa Bay Downs. We conclude the card with a maiden special weight at 5 furlongs on the turf. And you can play this race and all of the DRFBets race of the day is in May with our money back race of the day guarantee. Bet $7 to win on any one horse in any race of the day this month. And if your horse finishes second or third, you get your money back. Learn more at promos.drf.com. Here's the field for race number 8 at Tampa Bay Downs. You can access free formulator past performances for the race of the day. Where else on the race of the day? Event page at drf.com. Download them, handicap along with us. We'll take the field in post position order. Lots of first-time starters in this race, Mike, so we'll do our best to give the folks as much information as possible. We'll begin with the 1, Nanny's Treasure by Treasure Beach, a son of Galileo.
Yeah, I mean, there's turf top and bottom with this filly. Treasure Beach is the sire, Stormy Atlantic mare. I guess the problem is they only paid $4,000 for her. The dam really couldn't run. Her first 2 foals, they're winners, but they're minor winners. They really aren't much horse. So we'll just see if this horse is better than anything that's been in her family so far.
And not only did she sell for $4,000, that's down from the $5,000 that she sold for as a yearling. Treasure Beach 3 for 31 with older debut runners, gets 12% winners first time turf. You mentioned the dam. She won sprinting on the slop, has foaled 1 turf runner that did not win. The number 2 is Our Petunia. This is a daughter of To Honor and Serve that sold for $1,700 as a yearling. The dam's a half to a couple of nice dirt horses like Dundalk Dust. I don't see a ton of turf on the bottom of this pedigree, although the mare is by City Zip.
Yeah, there's not a lot of turf performance in the family. And the other problem that I had with it anyway is I don't really care for the 200 and serves on grass. So, I mean, I just didn't see a ton of pedigree with this horse. It's not my horse. The trainer's won for his last 31 with first-time starters. I don't know. There wasn't that much to get inspired about it.
To Honor and Serve, 10% winners with all older debut runners, 7% with first turf runners. The dam went 0 for 6 on the turf. The number 3 is Ambassador Luna. Brethren has not done very well with his first-time turf runners, 0 for 41. He's also 0 for 15 with older debut runners. The good news, if you like this one, the dam won 3 times on the lawn.
Yeah, I could have maybe gotten behind this horse, Dan, if it was by a different sire. I don't really care for the Brethren's overall, and as you mentioned, he's not a good turf sire. But there is turf on the bottom. This trainer, not bad. He actually has a positive ROI for all starters that he's run going back to the end of 2015. He's 2 for 8 with first-time starters last year, so he can get one ready to go. There are things to like about this horse at a price.
The number 4 is Key to Gold. She's got a really nice pedigree. She's by Medaglia d'Oro, 11% winners with older debut runners. The same number with first-time turf runners. The dam was multiple stakes placed on the turf. She's a half to Mystic, a stakes winner on the turf, as well as 2 other stakes-placed turf runners. The problem is, she's a 4-year-old making her belated debut. She sold for $200,000 as a yearling, was bought back for $260,000 as a 2-year-old in training, and then they just let her go for $40,000 in June of 2017.
Yeah, that turned me off a little bit too. I mean, there's plenty of pedigree with this horse, obviously. There's a lot of turf in there by a great sire, but maybe there's a hole in this horse with the late debut and the low purchase price. That sort of turned me off with this horse, but obviously this horse can run. She's dangerous.
The horse they're all going to have to beat is the number 5, Introspective, who has already raced 6 times on dirt, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. That 61 buyer from the last race might just be good enough to do it, and she's bred for turf as she makes her grass debut by elusive quality. But this dam was a multiple stakes winner on the turf. She won her first race on the turf. She's foaled 4 turf winners from 5 turf runners, 3 of them first-time turf winners. And this is a half to Gantry and Central Banker, a couple of fast horses. If Introspective can step at all on the turf, she's the one to beat.
Right, and supposed to be able to step on turf with that pedigree as well. And then to add into everything else you mentioned, has speed as well, and this might be right on the front in this race. I mean, there's a lot to like about this horse. Way the horse to beat, even as she enters at 0 for 6.
The only other horse with turf experience is right next door. That's the 5, Grace's Wildcat. She started twice on the turf, both at Gulfstream Park. First for a $20,000 tag where she bumped at the start, and then I thought she came with a little bit of a run at the end of that race. And then the last time where she showed big speed going 21 flat and tiring. I don't think she is as bad as she looks on paper with a lot of low buyer speed figures on dirt. Maybe she could sneak into the number underneath.
Yeah, if nothing else, they're doing the right thing by giving her another chance on turf, because it does feel like she at least deserves one more to find out what she is. I mean, she's hard to recommend on what she's done on the track so far, but turf does feel like it might be her surface.
Number 7 is Donna Me Up, first-time starter by Fort Larned. 2 for 22 with older debut runners, 2 for 20 with first-time turf runners. This dam did win on the turf.
Yeah, the dam was a winner, only raced 4 times. They were all on grass. She won one of those. Nothing wrong with that. Fort Larned, I guess you'd think they'd want more distance. He was an okay turf horse in his career, though obviously better on dirt. I don't know. This trainer doesn't win that much, Dan. Doesn't do well with first-time starters. I mean, they're mostly really big prices, so I don't want to get too caught up in his overall record with first-time starters. They never get bet. And this horse will probably be a big price, too. But there's a little turf in there.
Now, the 8 is Spitesbrook, and usually I'd see a 5-year-old mare making a career debut, and I'd say, what's wrong? Well, then when I see when she was foaled in November, well, there was a lot wrong. She missed a whole year of racing, basically. She's by Spitestown, who does very well with older debut runners. 19% winners, 13% first-time turf. Damo for 5 on the turf. Just don't see enough on the bottom of this pedigree to get me too excited, but she's been unlucky thus far, and she hasn't raced yet.
Yeah, I mean, taking a 5-year-old first-time starter, you better have some kind of reason. I guess maybe Spitestown could be one. He's an excellent sire, but there's not much else in the pedigree. Or a trainer doesn't win a lot of first-time starters.
The 9 Tail of VK's got a little turf pedigree. She's by Tail of the Cat, 10% winners with first-time turf runners. The Dam has foaled 2 turf winners from 3 runners, including a stakes-placed runner on the lawn. Tail of VK showed brief speed in her debut. Formulator fact, though, a little bit of a negative. Past 5 years, older horses dirt to turf, 0 for 32. But at least she has experience. That's more than you can say for a lot of the horses in this race.
I like that she has a race under her belt, even if she didn't do much running in there. I don't mind the Tail of the Cats on the grass at all, so there's some pedigree as well. You could do worse than this horse at a price.
Let's take a look at our top picks for Wednesday's DRFBets race of the day. Introspective is obviously the horse to beat, and a horse you have to use in any kind of multiple race wagers. We'll take shots against. Tell us about the 10 Boss of the House, bred turf top and bottom.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot of grass in the pedigree. A bunch of foals from this dam, and the dam was a good turf horse herself. They could just all run. The best foal that she's had so far this dam was Dash, who was a better dirt horse, but that horse won on turf. There are a couple of, there's a turf stakes winner in the family. There's a lot of turf runners in the family. Kathy Roundtree trained them all. So she knows what she has to do to get them to run well. I don't know if this horse can run at all, Dan, but I just want to take a little shot against the favorite here. I like this horse's pedigree. The dam's a little old. She's getting up there, this dam. I think her first foal was in 2003. So who knows what she's got left in her, but she's dropped some horses that can really run.
No, especially those that have run on the turf, and she won a couple of times on the turf as well. Key to Gold, we mentioned the hole. This is a horse that once sold for $200,000 as a yearling, and they couldn't wait to get rid of her in 2017. Sold her for $40,000 as a 2-year-old, but she's got turf in the pedigree. I like that Sammy Camacho takes the mound. He's having a really nice meet at Tampa Bay Downs. Maybe this pedigree will just lead Key to Gold to the winner's circle, but Introspective is the horse to beat. For me, if I was playing multis, I'd play the 4 and the 5, and maybe deep backups, the 1 and the 6.
Yeah, I'll take a little shot maybe with the 10 at a price. Really, if I use anybody else, I'm using that favorite, the 5, and I'll use the 9, the other horse who's run by Tail of the Cat.
Wednesday's DRFBets race of the day is the finale at Tampa Bay Downs. Make sure you get involved with your DRFBets account. You've got your money back promo at promos.drf.com. It's simple, bet $7 to win on any one horse in this race of the day, and if your horse runs second or third, you get your money back. Approximate post time for the finale at Tampa Bay on Wednesday, 4:40 Eastern. Good luck.